Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture. Coming up this week on Old School Outdoors.
Here they come right here.
Hey, what do you know, boys? It's all worked out good.
I'm gonna need hair and makeup.
You are tagged out now. Well, that's excellent. All we got to do now is just start to work.
This has been a great trip at a beautiful place with a good crew, and I really enjoyed it.
My last tag.
You're tagged out in Wyoming.
Squeeze the trigger.
That's the one I'm looking for. Went 3 feet, straight down. Ooh, 45-70 rides again.
Lord, look at the size of that one.
Well, as my old buddy Greg says, it's just another beautiful day in paradise.
Folks, that's old school right there.
The allure of the Great American West has captivated the hearts of people for generations. Magnificent landscapes, beautiful wildlife, and rich history still draw adventure seekers westward. As the sun comes up over the mountains and the sounds of distant bugles fill the air, these majestic Wyoming hills have come alive. For more than a century, Eaton's Ranch has been a paradise for outdoorsmen looking to experience the rich tradition of hunting big game in the Wild West.
Eaton's Ranch was founded by 3 brothers who moved west from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1879 to what is now Medora, North Dakota, until 1904 when they moved further west and bought this property at the mouth of Wolf Canyon, from whence we have lived, worked, and played together since 1904, and we're now in the 5th generation of management with some fairly hardy 4th generation folks still participating.
Well, I've been coming to Eaton's for quite a while now. This, I believe, to be the 33rd year that I will have been here. Karen is my first cousin. She married into this family 40 odd years ago, and for about 33 of those years, I have been coming up here to hunt.
The ranch is in a very fortunate area to not only encourage but maintain a very healthy, broad base of wildlife, including the elk and deer, which seem to attract the most hunting interest, but we also have a number of antelope. Turkey are so prevalent as to almost be of the pest flavor. And then there are numbers of upland birds, pheasant, grouse, partridge, and then there is a live stream with numbers of trout of various species there as well.
Well, Eaton's ranch as such generates most of their revenue from dude ranching. And for those who may not know, dudes are people who like to come and enjoy their time here on an active working cattle and horse ranch. Eaton's has the ability to accommodate up to 120 or better people a day, and they do that pretty regularly. Their season generally starts from middle of May and goes to the 1st of September, possibly the middle of September. And you know, they accommodate a lot of folks during that period of time.
So day 2, wake up, it's a nice brisk morning, same routine as day 1. Get on the horses at 6:30, ride out. We're going to the exact same spot that we had hunted them the day before because there was 200, 300 elk in there. And we'd ride up a little bit further, park the horses, tie them off, and now it's Dan and I's turn.
Sure enough, the herd of probably 250, 300 elk were making their way up the side of the mountain, but had not reached where we were. So we had time to kind of set up to try to get a shot.
The elk are right over here, so we get everybody up here. We'll tie the horses up here where they don't have to climb up quite so high on foot, and then try to get positioned in these pines where hopefully they're kind of working this way. Hopefully we'll get them to come over us. These old boys that were over here yesterday hunting are still there today, so they could push them right here on top of us again.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
They're gonna start shooting here pretty soon. Oh, here they come right here.
We had the big group of elk come up the mountain. Guys down below us shot into them, got them, brought them our way. Dan and I got in their position at around 3 to 350. Then again, here's the elk, 300 yards just in a line coming up, and there's some spectacular bulls in here too, but we got the meat animals. So now we're back on them. They've kind of moved up in the timber, and I'm trying to get down the distance here.
Greg had asked me to fire first, and then he was going to fire second. So when the elk got up to within range, and I could tell that I had a clear shot, I went ahead and shot, but I did not see I did not see it go down.
I let Dan just take your shot. He squeezes one off, makes a good shot. I let him settle down a little bit. Got my 300 WSM Winchester with some hand loads and 300 yards. Make what I thought was a good shot, but then, you know, the recoil, you don't know. I don't see anything, but my son David was behind me and said, it went down about 50 yards and flipped over. I said, well, good deal. So we high-fived, and kind of a short, sweet trip. You know, the ride took longer than the elk hunt. We're heading up here. Shot at a cow. Thought I made a good shot, but you have to recoil. You can't really tell what's going on, but Dave got good eyes. He said he saw her go about 50 yards and fall over, so we're going over here and taking a look.
We waited for everything to settle down, and then we walked over, and sure enough, Greg had hit his elk, and I'd hit mine. So that was very exciting for me, because that was my first elk to ever hunt and first elk to ever get. So I was very excited.
Hey, what do you know, boys? It's all worked out good. Well, that's excellent. All we got to do now is just start to work.
Yeah, Greg's cow is right here, and Dan's is right over there, and we had a damn nice, successful morning once again.
It was.
Excellent. But what I was saying is they don't react like a deer. They can take that lick of that shock of that bullet, and you just hardly and many times can tell that they're hit.
Well, I think this one's done, Paul. Dave, I'm glad you had the good eye on that.
Yeah.
You know, when I shot, it's like I thought I was on it, but it's like, who knows?
Well, I stayed back.
Up.
You know, I killed my cow yesterday, so I was hanging back. Had a good backrest on the rock, watching the herd, and heard you shoot, and kind of watched the herd react, and I saw her go down and feet up. And I said, well,
that's good.
Old man
reprieve, made a good shot.
Got him down. Is this your first elk ever?
Yeah. This first one I've been.
All right, good deal.
First elk I've ever shot.
Nate, I appreciate you kind of taking the lead and spotting. I talked about let's go to the north side, and you said they're gonna be at that coming in there, and now we'll go. I said, okay, you're the guy. You did good once again. And Dave, thanks for the backup, because you know when I shot, it's always good to have somebody with glasses looking, because it's like I couldn't tell whether I hit or not hit it. But you know, you said no. You
it was a good shot.
You saw feet up. I said, well, that's good enough for me.
Perfect shot.
So, appreciate it. Now the work begins. It was pretty spectacular, and got them butchered out, and Mr. Bill comes back again, loads them up, and hey, we're off now for another adventure. We come in and take a little afternoon nap, and then we regroup to see what we're going to do on the afternoon hunt.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Belt Fed Apparel. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Homes for Troops.
Are you ready? This is your day today.
No pressure.
No pressure?
Maybe just a little.
Let me see. No pressure.
Maybe just a little bit.
All right, we're gonna get your cow elk this morning, and we'll be pretty much filled out.
The third day, we wanted to take a little more intimate hunt, just Dennis and I. So we left out early in the morning and got up to the same spot that the guys had went the previous 2 days, and the elk had moved.
We got a good herd of elk right below us. We've got a bad wind, but I'm hoping maybe they're over just far enough the wind to carry the scent behind them.
We could hear them, and it is, I will tell you, that is the most unbelievable sound. I could sit there and listen to it for hours. It's just beautiful.
See, they're further down to the south today than they've been being the last 2 days.
So we knew they were close, and we tied up the horses and started walking to the next ridge, and it was a little further than we anticipated, and we went through some pretty tough terrain. We went through a really steep ravine, was not sure I was gonna make it up there. We had to take a few breaks, and lo and behold, we come out to the edges of the trees and we see them moving up the mountain.
I could tell by the way they were moving, they were coming across at an angle, and I thought pretty certain would be closer if we were able just to move up the mountain a little bit further.
We didn't have shooting sticks this time, and there were no stumps or trees, so I was really nervous about shooting just free-handed. So he laid down and wanted me to shoot over his back, which I was a little nervous about that. I shot my gun many times, and I learned a new term this trip, and it's called getting scoped. Oh, I hit my forehead.
I'm gonna need hair and makeup.
You got your first elk?
I got
and
scoped.
You got a scope eye.
Her elk spirit is saying, I got her. I was very excited to get this elk so that I can contribute to our freezer now. We use our elk meat year round. I very seldom have to buy meat at the grocery store.
Well, we're finishing up our elk hunt here on Eaton's Ranch. This morning Tina got the final elk, got her elk, and we're about to quarter it up and work it our way back down to the corral area and the coolers, and get this thing put away and chilled out and ready for the trip home. So
I've been hunting with Dad since I was 10 years old, and I really enjoy the camaraderie and the time we get together. Even though it's short, I still like to hunt with him and be his backup. He can be my backup. So this morning we decided we're gonna go hunt antelope.
It was a beautiful morning. A little cloudy, but the sunrise was spectacular. And we head over toward the north side of the ranch. And we saw several herds of them, and it just, worked out. There was one herd that we stalked around, and it was over a ridge, so they didn't see us coming.
So we take off. He's got the shooting sticks, and I've got the backpack and the gun, and he's got the rangefinder, so it's team haul after this antelope. And we stalk it up and look over the top of the ridge and see him standing 150 yards just staring right at us, which is unbelievable, because to get an antelope in that close is very surprising.
Good shot, Dave.
Thanks, sir.
Made him smooth out.
Another one bites the dust.
You did good, Dave.
Yep. little high, but it dropped him right in the track.
He dropped right there. Game plan came together. Where's our coach? Come in here, coach.
I just got lucky.
You did good. You did
Good coaching.
Just got lucky.
After 16 years here, you ought to know where they're hanging. So, good call.
It's not about the harvest as much as it is the story and the enjoyment you get from spending time with your dad or your son or your best friend and just enjoying the outdoors and win, lose, or draw. It's just a fun time.
We got him quartered up, and we got a few down here in the draw. Looks like a decent buck, so we're gonna got him loaded up. We're gonna take off and see if we can't get Greg a shot at one.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture. Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana. Wide Open Outfitters. Belt Fed Apparel. Heat Wave. And by Homes for Troops. We're at the Eaton Ranch near Wolf, Wyoming, hunting with Greg, Dennis, and a few friends for several species of animals. Dan and Dennis have been scouting mule deer for several hours and spotted a beautiful deer bedded down at the bottom of this washout. Patience has paid off, and Dan is in a great position to get a shot on his first Wyoming mule deer.
You got him.
Did he?
You got him. You got him, buddy.
Is he down?
He's going down. Today was the first elk and the first mule deer.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
I appreciate you,
That's
Mr.
the real.
Bill. This has been a great trip at a beautiful place with a good crew, and I really enjoyed it, have enjoyed it, and looking forward to tomorrow. Again, I was so pleased because I'd never shot a mule deer before, and that was the first mule deer, and it turned out to be a 9-point, and I was just really excited. I was very excited that morning, and I was extra excited that afternoon. First time to Eaton's Ranch, first time to get an elk, and first time to get a mule deer, and so I was extremely happy about that.
It was a very nice mule deer also. He was a very heavy-bodied, nice set of horns, and I think he was very proud of it.
With another beautiful Wyoming animal headed to the freezer, let's catch up with Greg and David as they are stalking up to a nice herd of antelope, trying to get within range so Greg can get a shot.
Dad forgot to put his phone on silent, and he has this Apple Watch that makes all kinds of racket. And the phone rings, and he's trying to dig it out of his pocket, and his watch is ringing, and here the antelope take off, and they're gone in the blink of an eye. Then it was 5 minutes later, the phone rang again, and Dan Caldwell had got his antelope. So it was just a wonderful day.
Dan the banker man had got his trifecta. He just nailed a beautiful antelope. So we load up, head over there where Dan is, and congratulate him and get some video, and so now his first trip to Wyoming, he's got antelope, mule deer, elk. Couldn't get any better than that. Boy, your wife is gonna be so proud of you.
Yeah.
We got the Grand Slam of Wolf Creek.
Yeah, we got the
Grand
Wolf Creek.
Slam. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
That's a beautiful.
First deer.
Yeah.
Boy, he's pretty coming through
Yeah,
here.
he's got good blade.
Good blade.
And
I
look
like
at-
that heart-shaped curl.
Look at that one.
Well, congratulations
Well, thank
again,
you.
Dan.
I appreciate it, Mr.
You are
Greg.
tagged out now.
I'm tagged out. What was so exciting to me was that I'd only been here for 2 hunting days and had made 3 first, in that I got an elk, a mule deer, and an antelope. So I was really happier than a schoolboy with a little red wagon.
We decided to go back to the same draw where Dad had taken his big, heavy whitetail. So we're driving through the pasture, and we notice there's a creek bank that's got some heavy cover in it. And after glassing for about 20 minutes, we noticed a couple of deer moving through. And with a naked eye, at 600 yards or so, you could tell one of them was pretty heavy. And so we decided to take off on foot, and we get up next to the brush line and continue creeping up to them. And 3 bucks are in this group, and he ranged at 180 yards, put the gun up and dropped him straight down.
He's out. Another spectacular shot. That boy could shoot. Boom. He really wanted to shoot a big Wyoming whitetail, and he's got it. Let's say we go up there and put a tag on him.
I heard that.
Okay, then.
Sound like a winner to me. My last tag.
You tagged out in Wyoming. You know what I liked about it, Dave?
What's that?
Wasn't no tracking about this one. He went 3 feet straight down.
Straight down, baby.
That's a nice deer. And away we go. I'm happy. I was on every hunt that Dave was on. He was on every hunt that I was on. We got 5 wonderful animals, and that's good enough for me.